this video we are going to fit a base end panel and also a wall end panel. We have three base end panels to fit in this kitchen, as can be seen on the plan here, marked as BEP. Base panels rarely need scribing as walls are normally straight vertically, but if the wall is not level you might need to scribe the back of the panel. These panels are slightly larger than the base unit and each one will need cutting to size. I've put the base end panel on two pieces of laminate as this will be installed on the floor at a later date. I've butted the panel right up to the wall and luckily the wall is very straight, so we can just measure and cut the panel to the correct size. This will make it easier for the floor installer as they can go right under the end panel with the flooring. I'm using a steel rule to get an accurate measurement. This panel requires 15mm cutting from the top. This will leave the edging at the floor level. We also need to cut 16mm from the back, which will leave the edging at the front. Obviously the cut edge at the top will not be visible as it will be covered by the worktop. I've muted the volume in this video when cutting as the vacuum was switched on all the time, which is not pleasant to listen to even at a low volume. I have rigged up a couple of trestles and a scrap piece of chipboard to make a temporary work table. I've also screwed two pieces of scrap material down to the scrap piece. I can now place the base end panel down and clamp it so that they are all directly aligned with the edge of the scrap chipboard. I've set the depth of the blade to 1mm for the first cut. This will just go through the veneer and we'll cut it without chipping it. I'm then going to adjust the blade to completely cut through the panel. This means that I can use the fence to cut perfectly straight, as the two scrap pieces will guide the fence past the panel. I'm using a cordless circular saw to do the cutting with a special 80 teeth blade. This gives a really good quality cut. When cutting through a worktop though, I will do this in several passes as you need a good cut on the top and bottom of a worktop because you will be applying the edging strip. Even though this saw is connected to the vacuum, the dust extraction is abysmal, so a dust mask is essential as well as safety glasses. The dust was so bad that I started using the Evolution corded circular saw and track later on during the kitchen install, which was much better. Another way of getting a straight cut is to use a straight offcut of material. Here I'm setting this up so that I can cut the 16mm from the back of the panel. This is clamped firmly in place and will ensure that we get a perfectly straight cut. I've now taken the panel back to check it and I'm happy with the cut. So now I'm cutting the top from the panel. Again, I'm doing a 1mm cut first, then a full depth cut. I've applied a coat of exterior grade wood glue to both cut edges and I've left it for 30 minutes to dry. I'm trying to hide the screws as much as possible. In a small panel like this, I just use about 4 screws. It's critical that the screws are the correct length, as the last thing you want is a screw that penetrates the short side of the panel. I'm drilling pilot holes using the Trend drill bit and countersink, which is ideal for jobs like this. I decided to put the cut edge at the top because kitchen floors are often mopped and I was concerned about the moisture attacking the base end panel, which is why I opted to leave the factory sealed edge at the floor. But because I seal all cut edges anyway, I opted to put the cut edge at the floor for the other base panel. Wall end panels are fitted exactly the same way. In this kitchen there is only one of these, and if I remember rightly, I only had to cut it to the correct height. Simply measure the height of the wall unit, cut the panel to the correct size, ensuring the cut edge is at the top, and carefully cut the panel to the correct size. Then seal the cut edge using some external wood glue. Once that is dry, the panel can be clamped to the wall unit. You'll obviously have to remove the door to do this. Now you can carefully drill through from the inside. If you put the screws where the shelves will go, you will never see the screw heads. A right angle drill is very useful for this, especially if you are fitting the panel in a 300mm wide wall unit. Once you have 4 screws holding the panel, you can remove the clamp and proceed to the next job. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it useful.